I've got a very simple solution for this. Daddy's going to war.
Yeah. We haven't even watched. Oh, no, we watched an episode this week. We watched on Tuesday, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Our best Luke Harper impressions?
Welcome to Discover Progress, the podcast that used to be about progress wrestling, and now Daddy's going to war.
Daddy's going to war.
Daddy's going to war.
Goldie?
Not
right now.
Daddy's going to war.
Daddy's going to war. But he's actually not. Yet.
He is.
Hasn't been announced.
Yeah, but it's going to be.
Hasn't been announced. Are you...
Could you quit playing with the microphone?
No.
Just put it in your face and leave it in your face.
Well, I don't like where it is, and it's brushing up against my mustache.
So then move your face.
How about I move the microphone? Does this make noise on the microphone?
Like you've sat yourself so close to the desk that you're leaning back to talking to the microphone.
I'm comfortable.
Comfortably numb.
No, that's not the right kind of podcast.
It's not a music podcast
No.
about 70s acid rock.
No,
I don't know if acid rock is the correct term for that. I mean, you drop acid listening to Pink Floyd, but
I guess.
does that count as acid rock? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Maybe.
This is the wrong podcast to decipher.
It's not the right. What we should be talking about
is war.
Games.
Yeah.
And
how not a single title is going to be defended unless Jolly Wally is on the show.
he might be.
He could be.
Who would he
They're
defend?
going to need to put a belt up on the line. What else? So
I was, yeah, maybe whoever pinned, if Shayna gets pinned, whoever pins her wins the belt.
No, that's not going to happen.
It's just a ridiculous idea, dude.
Yeah, don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. But
It's weird.
could you imagine if we legit had a War Games that had 3 matches?
2 War Games, and then Finn and Johnny.
And Gargano.
Johnny watches wrestling.
Johnny watches wrestling. Yeah, I was like trying to predict what he was going to say. He's like, you will no longer be Johnny wrestling. You will be. I was like, is he going to say like Johnny resting? Like he's stuck in bed? Like what's he going to say? Johnny watches wrestling. I was like, that's pretty good. All right.
You should be.
That Finn Balor promo was on. It was so good.
So good. So scathing.
Yeah.
I loved it. He really came into NXT with a chip on his shoulder, and that chip is the size of this planet.
There are too many fans in the back that should just be out here.
Yeah.
I think because he was afraid they should just be sitting and watching.
Yeah, they shouldn't be competing.
Was that supposed to be a dig at possible competition?
I imagine it was probably the wrestlings.
The wrestlings?
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Wrestling.
Oh, I was thinking like was it supposed to be was it supposed to be a dig from NXT towards possible competition?
Maybe. I doubt
just
it.
Saying like AEW basically is just a bunch of fanboys and girls in the ring trying to service the fanboys and girls who think they know what's best for business.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You know what's best for business?
What?
And new WWE Universal Champion.
Yeah, okay.
That's
fine. The Angries finally they got their way.
Yeah.
They got their way. And
they just had to be patient.
And Brazzers tweeted at Bray Wyatt again.
Oh, good.
Because they tweeted at Bray Wyatt after Hell in a Cell.
Well, they tweeted at WWE after Hell in a Cell.
About, like, what was it? Like
if they need help writing coherent storylines.
Yeah, with satisfying finishes or something like that. And I think, what did they say? It came across our Twitter. Something along the lines of, hope that finish was as good for you as it was for us, sort of thing. It was, I mean, the only thing that I thought was interesting about, like, Bray winning there was that, I guess they changed no, that wasn't on, what's it called?
Crown Jewel.
As I say, these monster house shows that they started doing. But Buddy Murphy won the Cruiserweight on Super Showdown. This might be the first title to change hands on Crown Jewel.
Yes.
But Super Showdown, of course, was in Australia. They played their cards because they're like buddies from Australia. So let's give them the win here.
You know who else is from Australia? Rhea Ripley.
Bronson Reed.
Shane Thorne. Tony Storm.
Where's Dakota Kai from? Or is she New Zealand?
She's New Zealand.
There's a lot of people.
I think that's it.
And but we had an all. We legit had an all Aussie match on NXT this week.
We went from like having no Aussies to all the Aussies.
And I was kind of surprised that they didn't like play on that a little, not them in the ring, but on commentary. They did mention it. They said like they're both practitioners of Aussie strong style.
Yeah. Which is weird because Bronson Reed claims he created Aussie strong style. So,
wait a minute.
Someone's lying to us.
Yeah, let's figure this out. But yeah,
it was a good match.
It was a good match.
Probably Bronson's best match, actually. They worked very well
100% agree.
together. He got a lot of room to breathe. He looked like a house.
Who did he fight last? Oh, Riddle. That was a good match.
That was
too.
also a good match.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this match for Bronson Reed was definitely.
Yeah. How do you feel about the big splash?
He kind of looks like he flails as he flies through the air. Yeah, which I was like, that was weird. You know what? I mean, I guess Kevin Owens was sort of doing it as like a big dude doing a frog splash. But like, why couldn't a big dude do a frog splash?
It's an easy move to do.
Right? My kid can do a frog splash. Last time he did the frog splash, though, he kicked me square in the nuts. And he was like, Dad, lay down. I want to show you something. And then like I had told him about a frog splash like a while ago.
Yeah.
And he never really like we used to have like this queen size bed that was in the basement that I'd throw the kids on or whatever. And so he would jump and frog splash onto me. And the other day I was like laying on the floor and he's like, Dad, come closer. I want to show you something. And I was like, oh no, I know what he's gonna do. And then say frog splashes me. He was like, just square in the nuts.
Oh, children. They'll make it so you can't have any.
Yeah, right. But yeah, they'll make you regret your decisions and make it impossible to. They're stopping you. They know you've regretted it.
Yeah,
I don't regret it. But yeah, his splash did look a little like he was just flailing in the air.
It's like he fell and he's like trying to catch himself real quick.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a good match.
It looked like it hurt.
Yeah, and it did both Bronson and Shane good, I think. Mm-hmm. Shane's like in this middling ground right now, where I'm like, I don't know what they're doing with him.
He beats the nobodies, but he loses to Johnny.
Yeah, that's what's kind of confusing is because they did have him basically go through the phases of the breakout tournament, and then lose to Johnny in the end. Which okay, fine.
Yeah,
I'm just curious. Yeah, I do want to see. I like that he had a little bit of a story. I'd like to see some. There's just some guys who I think have been around for so long that's like I'd like to see a story here or there, and he's been around for years now in NXT. But yeah, I mean, whatever. I always enjoy when he comes out. His entrance is very lackluster though. He like sits up on the ropes. He's kind of like, Is he supposed to be like
my partner?
Well, he's like, is he supposed to be like motioning to like who am I gonna fight? Here's my,
I
it's
guess,
like this, just like.
What are you doing? It's like, and my mystery partner. Wait. This isn't a single.
My mystery opponent match. Yeah. Or my opponent match. Good words. I used the words good.
You did.
I did. Did he won?
He did one.
Yeah. I do. As Crown Jewel was on, I texted you. I forget what I said. I say, well?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
And I just responded, did he win?
No, your question marks. You said question marks, and I said the Fiend. And then, did he won?
Yeah.
And then I respond, yes, he did won.
Thank you, autocorrect.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, autocorrect. I'm like, yeah, me too.
No, you did it on purpose.
No, I was just mocking you.
Yeah.
Yes, he did won.
He did won.
Yeah, no, NXT this week.
Great show.
It was a great show. So we do have, so we officially have War Games
Match one.
And it feels very much like we're going to get another War Games match. And I think like I liked the way, I kind of like the way they've built towards this all women's War Games. Mm-hmm. You have to assume it's just going to be heels against faces.
Yeah.
It did divide that way, even though I believe, I can't remember if it was on NXT or if it was afterwards they announced that
it was
like
on
Rhea's
later,
captain
yeah.
and Shayna's captain.
Yeah.
And part of like that sort of thing, I'm like, the captains, I'm like that horse shit. Like that's where like Survivor Series, I'm always like, I don't care. So-and-so is putting together a team and then so-and-so is putting together a team. Whereas all the War Games in the past, you've had a story. Like basically this story is everyone wants the women's belt.
Yeah. And now everybody hates everybody else.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to figure out if it'll be interesting to watch and to see like the dynamic, because essentially they're all competing for the same thing, not in this match, but competing for the same thing. Like they all have the same prize in mind, the same goal in mind. So will you have Bianca Belair at some point turn and sock Io Shirai in the face?
Oh, 100%.
Will you have Candice LeRae and Dakota Kai all of a sudden start going? Like, will you have that? Because
Dakota Kai and Candice never. Apparently, Dakota Kai, Candice, and Tegan all like did a lot of rehab together.
Sure,
like
but
Candice
I mean,
helped
like,
with rehab, so I don't think those three are.
I don't care about
get
that
into each other's
because typically
grill.
when you get these like captain versus captain sort of matches, they're more traditional tag team. Like you tag in and out, and so you always have that someone tags in and buddy's like, "Why did you do that? I'm still going."
Yeah.
Like, are you? I just wonder, are we gonna? It could get interesting if you see that, but at the same point, I'm like, I don't know if they just strictly divide them. Heels versus faces.
I feel it should have been 4 teams of 3.
Maybe.
As opposed to 2 teams of 5.
Maybe. And maybe we'll get there. Now you need more people.
So you got Bianca, Io.
Yeah, because we do have like essentially right now it's 5-on-4.
Yeah. You got Bianca, Io, random heel, who cares? You got Team Shayna, which is Shayna, Jessamine, and Marina, her lackeys. You got Rhea, Tegan, Dakota.
Sure.
Candice.
Why wouldn't you have Candice, Tegan, and Dakota?
Okay, you could do that.
You just went on a friggin'
Candice, Tegan, Dakota,
monologue about
Rhea,
how they're
Tony,
all
Piper.
best friends because they all work together or rehab together and they just love each other. You went on this long monologue.
It wasn't really all that long.
And then immediately you're just like, they're not going to be on a team together. Who are you?
Darren.
Oh, we never actually identified ourselves. Speaking of, that guy's Adam. He runs the Instagram show. My name's David. I run the Twitter show, which if you follow us on either of those platforms, you'll notice new logo. Who dis?
Who dis?
Yeah, so if you're like, what? Who is? Oh, it's still us.
It's those guys, yeah.
But at Disc Progress on both Instagram and Twitter. It only took us like 10, 11 minutes to get down to that. That's pretty average.
It is. Hey, we did one where we went the entire time.
It's true. We've probably done more than one where we went the entire time without ever identifying ourselves, Darren. Anyway, I don't know. So yeah, we got the women.
Yeah,
they're gonna be doing their thing, and it feels an awful lot like we're also going to have the Undisputed Era in War Games yet again. Do
you think? Dominic, who do you think will be the fourth guy? So we got, I assume, Ciampa, Tameda, Lee, Riddle.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be vying for the tag teams, I think, for a bit.
Yeah. That's the other thing I could see is if we don't get a War Games, you're going to have Tommaso versus Cole. You'll have Lee and Riddle versus, what's their names?
Red Dragon. Riley and Fish.
O'Reilly
and Fish.
And then you could very legitimately bring Dijakovic, whatever the hell it is, into the conversation against
Strong.
I mean, he just had, a title
well,
shot.
Like, to me, that's the most logical step because I would have been like, oh, Lee, Riddle, champs,
which
Johnny.
Yeah.
But Finn was like, no, Johnny's going to be my thing.
Yeah. And so, I mean, who knows?
Obviously, it's going to be Eli Drake.
You could also add a couple guys, right? You could add Finn to Undisputed Era. Like, you could just 2 giant War Games matches. I was going to say, though, speaking of, it was the tag match, Lee and Riddle. Did you hear the not so subtle Progress
Not so subtle, yeah. They teamed up at Progress
Recently
Chapter
just
96
teamed up,
against
95.
95 against British Strong Style.
Yeah, I was like, whoa!
Yeah, I was like, what?
I mean, obviously,
Beth.
like NXT UK, you'll get the odd reference.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was like, I was like, all right.
Good job,
Here we
Prog.
go. Also, speaking of giving a nod to the past, I mean, that's not that far in the past. That's literally like within the last month.
Yeah.
It was in September. Giving a nod to the past as well as like non-WWE things. Finn Balor, in his promo, legit said, what was it? I want to get it word for word. I did tweet it out, but
yeah, because I know in the lead up to it, he was like doing interviews and stuff, and he's like, something about being the prince again.
Yeah, Finn Balor. Let's just say the prince is back.
Yeah,
I live for stuff like that when it comes to watching wrestling because like WWE does not do that.
No,
like ever because like that's a New Japan thing, and so it makes me wonder with Finn because let's say Finn is. I mean, they're doing a great job booking engaging stories on different levels on the show, right? Like, obviously, you have this big women's thing with War Games and what exactly that'll look like. You have this smorgasbord of stuff going on over the title / tag titles / possibly North Undisputed Era. I mean, they hold all the belts.
Yeah.
They're all always going to be tied together in that way. And whether or not that's another War Games match or that's 3 separate matches right there. Woo. And then you have Finn just like bringing the house down with his promo and just full on referencing, I mean, with
his time in NJPW.
Yeah, his time in NJPW. And it just makes me wonder when he says, "My future is my past." That was a couple weeks ago.
Do you think they'll name change him?
Well, I don't necessarily see that unless they just I don't know about Prince Balor or sorry, Prince Devitt. I could see like them going like if they did want to, either that or it's just like references, right?
Yeah.
Like they could do like a Prince Balor sort of thing. I've never understood what the Prince reference was and why that was a thing.
I just think it was a cool name, Prince Devitt.
Prince Devitt. Yeah,
Prince
Devitt is his last name. Yes.
Maybe he's a prince.
I believe is his actual name Fergal Devitt?
I believe his actual name is.
I know his first name is actually. I think that's I don't think that's right.
Well, maybe.
I think it's like a variation on his name. But you were about to say
Finn,
something.
at us. Tell us. Well, I was in just vamp while you were searching for that.
Yeah, Finn bro. Get in touch with us, bro. Finn. Fergal Devitt is his name. Yeah.
I was right. See?
Yeah. I just couldn't remember if Fergal Devitt
crazy.
was his actual. I wonder if this says the why, like what Prince Devitt was all about.
I mean, Finn, at us. Let us know. Come on. We
Come
know
on,
you're listening, Finn.
Come on, Finn.
We'll just have to at Finn on the podcast, see if
he was a part of something called Control Terrorism Unit.
He was also part of something, I don't know if you know about it. I believe it's called Bullet Club.
Well, and so that's
no, he wasn't part of it. He was the creator of it.
And that's what I was kind of like trying to there's
hint
too much
at.
reading here, but like wondering if my future is my past. Is that purely because he's turning heel and he's going to reference when he was a bad guy? Or is his future his past actually does he have friends?
Does he have
sort
friends?
of deal, right? So it's intriguing right now. I was like trying to like watching last night. I was like trying to figure it out. I'm like, no, you know what? I'm just gonna let it be. I'm just gonna watch this and see where it goes because I'm happy either way. Whether it's Finn getting a legit push as a bad guy, as a heel, or if it's like, no, we're gonna tell more of a story here. I mean, are we getting like gang wars? Please don't.
I don't know. That would be bad, but. I think it would be cool having another like actual faction.
Well, and it would be interesting.
Actual faction.
I agree. It would be interesting because like what do you do with that, especially since Undisputed Era are essentially that.
Yeah.
Finn's
a lot darker.
But like that's my question. Do you go that route? And if you go that route, who do you bring in with you? Outside of Aleister Black. Could you imagine?
Well, Dane makes sense.
Yeah. Why? Because he's Irish?
Also because his character's a lot darker than it used to be.
I feel he's less dark than he used to be. He was a part of Sanity. They were very much like...
Sanity didn't do crap, though.
In NXT, they did.
Yeah, that's true.
They were crazy. I mean, you could make an argument, I feel, either way. Like, Sanity, I don't know that Killian Dane necessarily had a character, whereas now, like, you could go like, well... Killian Dane's past is very, very scarring, and he's like dealing with that and bringing that out of him, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, you could go that route. I would be interested if they did form, because part of me goes, well, what are they doing with Aleister Black right now? You know, like, and here's the other thing: will Finn Balor now as a heel, will the Demon be a thing? Which, when you think about it, is funny because when you think of the Demon, that sounds like it should be a heel thing.
Yeah.
But it very much is not. So will that be a thing? Because I don't know if you noticed when he came to the ring last night, or I guess Wednesday night, you know what he didn't do? He did not do his entrance like the hands up.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. He didn't like do the thing that Neville does that gets a little tiring where he like fakes to go up on the ropes and he's like, nah.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
So he didn't like tease it. He just didn't do it.
Yeah. He was like, this is serious time. This is not time for play.
Yeah. So, I mean... It's
an exciting time for NXT.
Yeah, it's
fans.
I mean, it's the most intriguing part for me right now. Like, I know this week going into the show, I was like, okay, I want to see what Finn has to say. And yeah, apparently he was all over different TV shows. So I was like, well,
lots of news sites and stuff.
Yeah, it was interesting, and that match will be disgusting.
Oh,
like disgusting. I'm trying to think if they did fight. Because like when
I
Johnny,
don't think they may have in the inaugural Dusty Rhodes Classic, because DIY was in that I don't know if they had a singles match in NXT.
yeah,
We're nowhere near there in our rewind.
No, and of course everything right now just Finn Balor's. What is this? Finn Balor says the shackles are completely off for his return to WWE NXT. What does that mean?
He's only going to come out as a demon now.
You asked, and yes, this is all he gets. Because I know, like, I remember seeing Johnny Gargano debut. I can't remember who he was fighting when he debuted, but I think he was kind of like debuting right around the time Finn was maybe leaving.
That's fair. Did you know that one JEFFJARR?
Okay, just say his name.
ETT.
Jeff Jarrett, yes.
He's a former member of Bullet Club.
Is that tied in just purely because the Bullet Club was clearly a ripoff of NWO?
I guess. I imagine so. Also Frankie Kazarian, but not Christopher Daniels.
No.
Which is I find weird.
SCU, speaking of AEW Tag Champs.
Yeah.
That was a good
With
match.
a roll-up.
It was the only match I watched on AEW this week. I was having a conversation with Mr. Nick over at allwrestling.com.
Yeah.
And we were conversing about, I basically said, he said AEW this week was jam-packed full of awesomeness. And I was like, I literally only watched the main event because I'm starting to fatigue a little bit. It happened quicker than I expected.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I expect to make it to the pay-per-view, full gear, and then potentially like the week after to see the Fallout sort of deal. And I will still probably try to keep track and follow, but I was just like, you know what? I don't have the
extra 2 hours on a Wednesday to
And I
deal
said
with
to
it?
him, I was like, maybe if NXT was still an hour, I might be able to find, because by the time you watch it on demand, it's an hour and 35 minutes or so, right? So it's not crazy, but between that and NXT, I'm like, that's 3 hours of wrestling
in itself,
in and of itself, that I'd be watching.
Plus a
on
full
Thursday.
hour, almost 50 plus minutes NXT UK.
Yeah.
Plus the 40 some odd minutes that NWA Powerrr is.
Yeah, I mean, those don't necessarily feel as much like
but
shows, because like if there were 7 days a week, 1 hour shows on, I wouldn't have an issue.
No, that wouldn't be bad.
No, it's like it's too many multi-hour shows or over an hour show, and the fact that they're both the same. I'm just like, you know what? That the tag match in the main event of AEW was great. I don't know if you watched it, or if you just read the results. It was fantastic. It was what I hoped for from SCU and the Lucha Bros in kind of comparing what their two styles are like. And yeah, it was good. But I just don't. The energy isn't there for me, which is funny because like I'd been enjoying AEW, but I think even in looking back at my comments last week, which is now a few episodes ago, with the Jack Pride interview, the PWA Fright Night review, we're gonna jump back a few episodes, but in just talking about how like the show is great, and you know it's more. I think for me when I made the comparison to like. You have your old favorite restaurant, and then you go try something new, and you like it, but you just settle. Like I knew when I put NXT on last night, I was like, I'm just settling in for the comfort of watching NXT. And talking with Nick, I was like, like I've spent years with some of these guys, invested in their characters, right?
Yeah.
Like Johnny Gargano, for instance, has literally been, and Tommaso with gaps, but literally been in NXT for years now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say when you think about it. Their main event scene has actually been there for a couple of years. There was a time with NXT where a guy debuted, and if he was like hot shit, he was going to skyrocket up the card. He was going to win the belt. He was going to lose the belt. He was going to show up on the main roster within about a year. Yeah. Right? Adam Cole... when did Adam Cole debut?
Couple.
Because it was against.
He debuted.
He showed up
when Drew McIntyre won the belt. Off of Bobby Roode, Robert Roode. Back then, Bobby Roode. Bob Roode. Yeah.
Is that when he won the
Yeah.
belt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because then
'Cause-
Andrade beat Drew in the next.
And then Alistair beat Andrade.
August 19th, 2017. Adam Cole himself, who still feels relatively...
Over a year.
2 years.
Over 2 years.
Over 2 years. Your math is shit.
Wow.
He's been over 2 years that he has been in. That was written on August 19th, so I don't even know. It might have been August 18th. Whenever Brooklyn 3 is when he debuted. And, yeah, no, that's... Like, to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but he...
And
I believe
champs.
Did he win and lose the belt, or has he just won the belt?
He won the NA belt. No,
Yeah,
he
but
lost. He lost the initial match,
Yeah.
and then won it from Johnny the second time.
Yeah, so he's only one-time champ,
Yeah.
but he's held it for a little bit now.
Yeah.
Who did he defend against last? Like on a takeover? Because I mean, Riddle he fought on TV.
It was Johnny.
Was it Johnny?
It was Johnny.
Was that the 3 Stages of Hell
yeah,
match? Okay.
wasn't it?
It might have
Yeah.
been. It might have been
Because that was the WrestleMania weekend.
no
and then
SummerSlam.
That was
Toronto.
Was,
Oh yeah, it was
SummerSlam?
3 Stages of Hell. Yeah, that was in Toronto.
And then we don't get
SummerSlam
one
weekend.
until War Games. But
Yeah.
we got
Which then he's just not probably going to defend the belt. I mean, who knows? That's not confirmed
no, yeah,
nor denied. But
we got a pretty banging Cardiff and NXT Takeover Cardiff though, so that was a good one.
what does that have to do with it?
Well, in between, because
I'm like,
there's
what?
SummerSlam is so far away from Survivor Series.
Adam's brain is on one side of the room and then the other side of the room instantly. He's like, I'm like, what? Yeah, sure, you're right. That was pretty good. I won't. We did have an extra NXT in there though, because they did WrestleMania weekend. I think is that when Johnny won it?
Yeah,
and then they did that NXT New York or 25. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
And then
What was the?
where was
who
NXT
did that?
25?
What? No, that was New York, wasn't it?
No, there was NXT New York because that was WrestleMania weekend, and then normally they do that one in Chicago. Was it Philadelphia?
We're just all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a history. Join us as we learn the
NXT
history of
Takeover
NXT
25
takeovers.
was a professional wrestling show. Where does it say where it was? Webster Bank Arena in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where I believe that's where he won the belt.
yeah, that's where he won the
'Cause, yeah,
belt, and then they had
Gargano
another.
was champion.
Then the 3 Stages of Hell was SummerSlam.
And this was just a single fall. Probably in my mind, like the 2 falls was really good. This single fall, I think, if I recall, I want to say it was my favorite out of the 3. I mean, those first 2 were flipping bangers.
Yeah.
And then even the third one was good until the
cage.
stupid stipulation. I loved in the third one, we've talked about this,
Yeah.
but like Gargano with the chair shot and then the shoulder shrug because he got DQ'd in the first fall. And it's like, well, now it's no disqualification.
Yeah.
And then
Down
the
comes
Ambrose Asylum.
Ambrose Asylum. With the ladder staple or zip tied to the top of it.
Speaking of Ambrose, I'm just wondering if the wrestling world is aware yet that Jon Moxley is just Dean Ambrose.
But
maybe,
angrier.
maybe a little bit angrier,
Yeah.
but not that much
He
angry.
still has the Goofy Flintstone run.
And he might, but when he walks around the ring cutting his angry promos, because I did watch that this week. I caught his promo. Because I think he came out and interrupted a match. Like a match was about to start, and he like came out through the crowd.
I bet it was someone who you wanted to see wrestle.
No, I
too.
can't even remember who it was because I just happened to cut as they showed him walking through the crowd, and then there were people in the ring, and he just like tossed them aside. But he just spit so much on the camera when he was yelling. But he's going on about, I'm unsanctionable. You won't sanction me. Rah, rah, rah. You want to put me in a box? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't
Thanks,
care.
Ambrose.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I was like, I don't care. He's like, that's fine by me, but now Kenny Omega's blood is on your hands. And then he spit all over the camera.
Yeah, believe
Not on purpose.
in the Moxley.
No one is going to understand that because it's an inside joke of our
a
own that
very
we just
inside
blew
joke.
up between us. Yeah, no, it was good. I don't know what I was going to say.
War Games is coming.
War
Games
Games
is going to be good.
It should be good.
And
See that Cody Rhodes wants to buy the War Games?
Yeah, he does. He
gimmick?
wants it back.
Wants it back.
His dad made it.
Yeah, sure.
I guess he wants it.
He didn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, that's fair. He wants it back in the Rhodes family name.
Yeah.
Under the Rhodes family name.
I wonder if they'd ever do that. I mean, they're using it now.
Yeah. I
Quite
think there's an
regularly.
issue with that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wonder, though, if that's why he wants it back.
It could be.
Like, would he... I'm curious to know, would Cody... Say NXT wasn't doing War Games, would Cody pull it out? Is there any reason he can't? Could
you couldn't call it
War Games?
I don't
but
know if specifically having 2 rings with a cage around them.
In a cell.
Yeah. I don't think specifically like having 2 rings next to each other with a cage around both of them can be copyrighted.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
and if so, do it 3 rings. Who gives a shit?
Well, and the reality is the way NXT does it is different from the original because the original was closed on top. NXT opens it so they can always have someone jump off the top.
Yes.
Ricochet, I'm looking at you. Man, that would be great. I just want to see him flip off the top of the cage again.
I was like, he did. Just go watch that again.
He did, but I'd watch him do it again. Was that
That's
the
fair.
last? That couldn't have been the last War Games. Was that the last War Games?
Yeah.
I guess this is only the 3rd one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's War
Wow.
Games 3.
That feels so long ago.
Right?
And he's gone on.
That was a year ago.
Yeah. Because he was North American champ. Pete was UK champ.
Yeah.
Neither of those are things anymore.
No.
Obviously. But, yeah, interesting.
Thanks, Jolly Wally.
Ruin
everything.
Jolly Wally ruins everything. That's not true. I like Jolly Wally.
Hey, he's getting Gallus over. Somehow.
Is he?
I don't know.
I mean,
They were chanting for him. You don't care.
No. I mean, they were chanting for Jolly Wally. Good line.
Yeah,
I don't know if Gallus will be over when those 2 teams clash. And I don't really have interest in seeing Joe Coffey and Walter, if I'm being honest.
It'll be a hard-hitting match. Joe's pretty rough and tumble in
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be a good match, but like I don't have any like going into it. I'm not like, ooh, I want to see that.
Well, the only thing you'd want to see is Mark Andrews win all the belts.
No, that's not even true at all. I think out of everyone who's on the roster right now,
Yeah.
now, and maybe this could be the plan down the road, and it's just like, well, Coffey's just another
Stepping stone.
Yeah, another pin in line that's going to get knocked over, right?
Yeah.
But I still think like Jordan Devlin.
Yeah.
That's who I want to see actually go in there on a UK takeover and have a 35-minute match with Walter.
Well, he had a really good match against the Bomber. The bastard.
Yeah, it was pretty. I liked the finish was great because, of course, setting it up, he tried to do the Devlin side.
Yeah.
After he socked Mastiff in the face, like when he the ring, bam, cracks him, tries to do the Devlin side. Mastiff's like, dude, look at me, look at you. Gets back up and beats snot out of him. But yeah, whereas this one, like, I don't know what Mastiff was.
He was going to go for
for
a splash, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And then, because I couldn't remember if Devlin was up there. Oh, no, Devlin hopped up. He was laying on the ground. Yeah, that's right. So he hopped up and then just grabbed him by the arm. I thought he was going to hop up and Spanish fly him.
Yeah, me
Which would
too.
have been sick, too. But no, I was like, that's a good way for him to do his finisher on a giant dude.
Yeah.
You know? And so, yeah, grabs it. Devlin side, 1, 2, 3. He's like, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
He did a sweet roll through, too, on it. That was really awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if it was like...
I thought it was cool.
It was cool. I just don't know if it was if it was something that he was like put thought into doing,
Yeah.
or if it was simply because he Devlin side him off the top rope.
Just the momentum.
Yeah, he's like, whoa, here we go. But yeah, no, it was definitely a good match. We also had another fantastic match on NXT UK this week as A Kid debuted. Anonymous Kid,
A kid.
Whatever.
It was actually Kid Anonymous, I believe.
Well,
when he debuted in Spanish because he didn't have a name.
Yeah. But I'll never know what to call him.
A Kid.
I guess A for anonymous, but it just looks
His
like
name is A Kid.
just looks like a kid.
He's a kid.
He's a kid.
Yes. He's a kid.
What happens when he's like 35?
He's still a kid.
He's still a kid.
Have you seen him? He looks like a kid.
Yeah, he does. But he got a win
He got a win. We got
Over-
another debut.
over Splashes Cassius.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, another debut that I did not see coming.
No one. Speaking of splashing, Big Wavy.
Big Wavy, yeah.
Roy Johnson made his NXT UK debut.
I mean, he lost to Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph Connors. Which I mean,
they're
is
building
fine.
him up. Which
Big
is,
Wavy
will be
doesn't
nice.
even win in progress, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
That's not a thing.
I hope they let him use the mic though, because like for me, that's what Big Wavy kind of is for the most part. Like when I enjoy him most is when he's in the ring, and he's got the mic in hand, and so I mean, who knows? It was a fine episode. We had Rhea Ripley all over the place. We had Tyler Bate all over the place, because Rhea Ripley, of course, was in the opening tag match with Piper Niven on NXT UK against Ginny Gabbert.
Yeah.
Ginny Gabbert Havoc.
Jimmy Havoc Gabbert. It's hyphen.
Ginny and Jazzy Gabbert. It does sound when you say it that way like they're married.
Yeah.
And introducing their opponents, Ginny and Jazzy Gabbert.
Yeah.
What? It's 2019. It's cool.
It's fine. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, and then Rhea Ripley obviously was all over NXT.
Yeah.
And then Pete Dunne.
Two
not Pete
run-ins
Dunne.
from Rhea.
Tyler. Yeah,
Tyler.
because Rhea ran in the first match. Which
Io
we did. Why did we not talk about the fact that Poppy was there?
Poppy, good old Poppy.
And
singing.
I have this sneaking suspicion. Hold on, keep talking.
So Poppy was there. The only time I've ever heard Poppy was, she looks like Emilia Clarke, by the way.
She looks like she has anime eyes in this picture.
It's probably makeup. She sang out Io, not Rio Shirai.
Well, she Io
Shirai.
Yeah, but not only that, it was like they didn't do the opening credit.
Yeah, no, that was weird.
It was all Poppy playing live,
with
and
like
then things,
video behind them,
which was interesting because they were cutting between the video behind, like the shot of them performing and the video to like just the video. It was like interesting. And then Io came out, and I was like, yeah, you had or texted me. You're like, it feels like the entrance for like a takeover.
Yeah,
I was like, it totally did. It was great. I loved it. Io Shirai's entrance right now NXT for sure.
It's one of the most memorable entrances they have going right now.
The lights are nuts.
Oh, I am glad I'm not epileptic.
Yeah. They're like,
we have some
NXT
strong words
like,
for you, NXT.
Io has to fight in the first match of every show.
Yeah.
So that they're like, okay, any of you who suffer from epilepsy, we have a room over here you can wait. Once Io's entrance is done, we will usher you back to your seats. And because it is a lot of flashing lights.
Yeah, which was funny. And then you see Candice LeRae's entrance, like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I get the feeling they're really pushing Io.
Well, for sure.
For sure. But with the entrance and stuff, Shinsuke was the last huge entrance guy. I guess Bobby Roode was, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
With the turntable. Alistair.
Yeah. Alistair had a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think if anyone, Finn's going to be back.
Yeah.
I'm curious if he'll do the demon.
At War Games, he's gonna do something.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what. But will it be the demon? I don't know. We'll see.
Will he do that?
He did the demon as a heel in Japan and stuff. It's definitely possible.
He might do a little more bad guy looking things.
Or will it be more when he showed up in Progress and he did one night, I think, when he was
the Joker.
It was the Joker. He did Bane.
Or
not Bane. No, sorry.
No,
it was Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. Fava Beans.
Yeah.
Mr. Fava Beans.
Oh, Clarice. Yeah.
Can't remember his name now.
Well, it was Anthony Hopkins,
yes,
but whatever
the character's
name was, Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal Lecter, that's right.
The movie's, eventually the movie is named after him.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, she's definitely got the most signature entrance. The cheesiest entrance in NXT right now, even though I like him, is probably got to be Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Where he shoots the arrow and his flames.
Names.
Yeah, I'm like,
Also the thing he does where he's standing up and aiming at the ground.
Yeah.
He's doing
he's trying to do Io's headbang thing that she does.
But he needs to stop himself.
Yeah.
So
I don't mind if he does the Archer of Infamy sounds fucking badass.
Yeah.
I don't mind if he does that. So, but I'm the shooting and then it's the stupid ass font for his name. Yeah. I'm like, let's not.
Guys, come on.
Let's not. Also, he had terrible pants last week.
Yeah, but he won.
He did win. Dick Kick City.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's not gonna. I imagine that'll be the dark match for War Games.
Yeah,
we'll get it the week after.
But don't we next week get a tag match and it's
Killian
Dane and
originally it was supposed to be Pete and
Tyler.
Tyler, did they change it to a tag match?
Yeah,
or not Pete and Tyler. Pete and Priest.
I believe
we're having a match.
No, I believe I saw something where it's Pete and Tyler
versus Priest and Dane.
Priest and Dane.
That'll be
the Priest of Belfast. Yes.
Print. That's a wrap. We're done.
The Priest of Belfast.
The Priest of Belfast.
Oh man. That'll be a great match.
He's always in beast mode. That's what Morrow says.
Yeah.
I guess they'll always be in priest mode. Hey-o.
Not your typical priest, though.
No,
clerical collars.
Yeah.
From Ireland. Well, one of them is.
One, yeah.
Oh, man. That's amazing.
We had...
I'm not going to recover from that. The Priests of Belfast.
We did have the tag team, the ladies tag team championships were on the line.
Real good match.
That was a great match.
Yeah, that's what led into the announcement of...
the War Games.
What did he say? He's like, I've got a simple solution. Pauses for a day and a half. War Games.
And everyone was just shouting, War Games. War
Yeah. It
was War... Yeah,
War Games.
Because I looked over,
War
David was
Games.
standing over me while I was watching it this morning, and I was like, are they chanting boring or
Yeah.
War Games?
It definitely sounded like boring, but War Games. War Games. So that'll be good. But yeah, I think that'll probably, unless was there anything important we were missing? This is your chance to.
Ricky Morton beat my boy Aaron Stevens on NWA Powerrr.
Ricky Morton.
Ricky Morton. No, Ricky Starks. I literally looked it up too. Ricky Morton has
you
not
watch the
debuted on
match?
Powerrr. Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched the whole show. I watched Powerrr
good.
yesterday.
It was good.
It was a good Powerrr. Colt Cabana, #1 contender for James Storm's NWA National Championship.
Eli Drake just out there playing Puppet Master.
He's
again.
having fun playing
Yeah.
Puppet Master.
He's like, no, that's a bad idea. What you should do is fight this guy. All right, everybody, listen to Eli Drake.
What is he, the general manager?
Yeah. No, I'm still enjoying NWA Powerrr
Yeah.
for sure. My #1 complaint. Jim Cornette needs to shut the hell up sometimes. Oh, he tweeted at us.
Yes, he did.
Did I tell you that? So there's a long going story.
A long going.
Yeah. Ongoing is fair, but I don't think it's always going on all the time.
Yeah.
It just keeps getting brought up by guys in progress.
Yeah. Jim Cornette took umbrage.
Yeah, well, yeah, Jim
with
Cornette at one point.
Jim
I want to
Smallman.
find. I have so many dang retweets because of all the episodes we've done.
If you read the book, Jim Smallman's book, I'm Sorry, I Love You, he does talk about Jim Cornette.
Did he talk about it
He
in there?
mentioned Jim Cornette saying
So yeah. Anyways,
that he looked like a
this is
slob.
what Glenn Joseph from Progress tweeted. He said, "Remember when Jim, a tennis racket is a logical wrestling weapon for a fat manager in an ill-fitting suit, Cornetto said that my best mate, Jim Smallman, should hang himself from a light post until he died because he didn't wear a bow tie to ring announce." Yeah, I don't forget that shit, James, is what Glenn tweeted.
Yeah.
There's no tagging of Jim Cornette in this, no hashtagging or anything. Twitch Cornette says, "Good. Write it down and shove it up your ass so it's always close to you. You and the disheveled-looking hobo bum ring announcer are the most sensitive butthurt people I've ever seen." And the quote was, "He should be hung in the parking lot for dressing that way. Get it straight." To which I said, "So does this mean Cornette follows Glenn, or does this mean Cornette scours Twitter for any mention of his name?" And Cornette then did reply.
Yes.
"Nope, it means I don't know Glenn from Tom's House Cat," classic Cornette, "but somebody stooged on him and sent me his tweet." To which I say, okay, like Cornette can make a point, like, because I think that was a while ago.
Yeah.
But when he even then says, "By the way, the quote was this," I'm like, that doesn't make it any better.
No.
You're literally telling that man should be hung for dressing that way.
For dressing like a normal person.
Wow!
To his own show.
To his own show.
He created Progress.
To which
Well,
they've literally, like,
Yeah.
if he knew anything about Progress, and not to be like, like a Progress mark or anything like that, but if it literally says in one of their taglines, punk rock pro wrestling. Like, their idea has always been, it's wrestling that's different from all the other, like most promotions you go to, a guy's going to be wearing a suit that gets in the ring and ring announces. That's fine. That's classic thing.
That's wrestling.
Yeah. The hell's wrong with someone else doing it? Then Jim Ross was calling out Cornette because Cornette friggin' hates Orange
JR.
Cassidy.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was like this picture. He's like, "Look, oh, here we go. Yeah, ring the bell. The guy who walked off the street and became a wrestler is in a picture with the guy who walked off the street and became the promoter because Daddy said so." There's a picture of Orange Cassidy with Khan. What's his first name?
Tony
Khan.
Yeah.
And then Tony's dad. And they're like, Tony Khan was dressed up as Orange Cassidy
Oh, that's awesome.
for Halloween, and Jim Ross was like, what's your problem? Like,
Yeah.
we're all just trying to make a living. Like, and also Orange Cassidy's a legit wrestler.
Yeah.
Guy
He could do a friggin' tope with his hands in his pocket. Are
But
you kidding me?
The problem with NWA Powerrr for me continues, and it was the problem I had with MLW
Yeah.
and whatever.
All the other ones.
Is that, but I feel like on NWA Powerrr, he's been unleashed even more.
Oh.
And sometimes it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know Glenn from Tom's House Cat. That's kind of hilarious. Like, it's like, what? Who talks like that? But okay. But the number of times he's sat there on the mic talking over top of wrestlers in the ring who are clearly having a dialogue that they want the fans to hear.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just like, shut up.
Stop it. Just stop.
Or constantly like cutting his, I can't remember his name, but his broadcast partner off. It started as like, Jim was like on color, and now Jim over the course of the episode
he is the
has
announcement
slowly, but still not like just doing play by play.
Yeah.
But he's just taking up most of the airtime.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and
yeah. I mean, yeah.
I got nothing.
Eddie Kingston was great when he said, "I love you, Jim, but don't try to steal my heat."
Yeah.
Like, okay, we get it. Jim Cornette, he's a fan of old school wrestling.
Yeah.
He did his thing. That's fine.
We're done. You're done.
And again,
Stop it.
like I'm
away.
okay with hearing, because sometimes it just like it legit sounds like he's having fun, which is great. But I just wish he could learn, like, which he should know, but just
When to not talk.
yes. I was gonna say sometimes you just gotta let the show breathe.
Yeah.
And
You know who's good at that? Excalibur.
no,
He's not.
I've grown. Yeah, so I think
You don't like Excalibur anymore?
I do. I still would take him on any announced team.
Yeah.
I'm just like tiring of that announced team in general, between Shivani, JR, and Excalibur. And Excalibur sometimes he says he talks too much as well, especially because like a three-man team. I'm like, it always feels like they're trying to get their words in.
Right.
And I'm like, which, I mean, any three-man team is that way. I will say, like, I guess about NXT, like, Beth isn't always trying to get words in.
No.
Right? Nigel isn't always trying to get words in. Morrow yells too much.
He has either not talk or yells. So
I love Morrow.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like, his reactions are genuine and they're incredible.
Yeah.
Which I think Excalibur is too. Like, Excalibur loves wrestling.
Yeah.
And you can tell that. But yeah, just being like flanked by Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone has just maybe if it was just one of them.
maybe.
But the two of them, and sometimes how they'll freaking jerk each other off about how quality of a pinfall attempt. I'm like, guys,
That's one quality pinfall.
yeah, that was
Oh,
great
he didn't cover his shoulders
great
very well.
cover. Weight was well distributed.
You know who has a great
He
weight?
put his ass right in his face.
You know who has a good weight distribution?
Who?
Bronson Reed.
Speaking of actually like pointing out an actual sweet pinfall like cover, and it was the actual. It wasn't an attempt. It won the match, but in the Kabuki Warriors against Team Kick.
Oh
match,
yeah, because I was complaining. I'm like, why did the ref not just DQ
they
them?
played that the end of the, there's some subtle things that I've noticed NXT doing that have been so great, because it was like
just perfect.
Was it last week or the week before? Whenever Io Shirai got involved in it was
she was hiding. She got involved in the Rhea Ripley match.
Yeah, it was Rhea against Bianca.
Yeah,
and Io came out and she hit the tiger feint kick from the outside, like how she does it from outside.
Yeah,
on Rhea. And then threw her back in the ring and turned her back on the ref and like hid. She wasn't hiding her, but she'd like kneeled down so she wasn't completely obvious. And then, of course, Rhea ends up winning that match. It's all like, what? But then, on the Kabuki Warriors match, when Asuka hits the green mist on Dakota Kai, the ref, is distracted.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the classic ref distraction.
Kyrie goes...
It was the face. I believe it was Tegan Knox that had the ref distracted.
Yeah.
Classic. But anyway.
Kyrie gets a tag.
Yeah.
Asuka has Dakota on her stomach.
Yeah. I mean, Asuka didn't hold her down. It was like she took as she like covered up and dropped down. She dropped on her face. Yeah. And then Kyrie hits the insane elbow to her back, rolls her over. The ref isn't paying attention just yet.
Yeah.
Rolls her over and then covers her with a north-south cover, so she covers up Dakota's face. So the ref doesn't see that she's been misted, and which, why would it have mattered? It would have just disqualified the Kabuki Warriors and they would have held on to the belts. But they get the win, right? Mm-hmm. And it was very good. And then the ref goes to get the belts, and as he comes back, he's like, oh shit.
and
grabs a towel.
Nigel's like, or Beth was like, it's too late. He made the decision. He can't turn it back. Yeah. Which is a bullshit, because they do it all the time.
Yeah, whatever. But I prefer when they don't.
Well, of course. And it's like the ref's decision should stand.
Yeah, I prefer if they want to bring it up, like what it should be is like, if you wanted to continue that story, you could have Team Kick be like, watch the footage. Look at this. And then like, okay, rematch Kabuki Warriors Team Kick.
100%.
Like they did with Undisputed Era against Street Profits. Look, he made a tag, hand holding the rope. Okay, rematch.
Yeah.
And
that's perfect.
Like,
I love it.
Reverse the decision.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No dusty finishes.
Clever.
It was very clever. I love it.
Yeah.
And just subtle stuff like that.
Yeah. And so, quality pin cover.
Quality. You know who also had a quality pin? Cameron Grimes.
Yeah,
he just murdered poor Tyler.
What does he call that?
The cave-in.
The cave-in makes sense. He just caves in your chest.
Yeah,
like it is vicious looking.
Yeah,
probably the most vicious double. I mean, he's the only one that's doing like a running, standing double stomp.
Oh yeah,
that I'm aware of.
Finn's the only other one who does the stomp.
Yeah, but does Black do it? I know it was his finisher at one point.
Oh no, he does do it. Yeah,
I think it's still in
which
his
is
repertoire.
weird because like. If Finn's doing it, how come Black's doesn't win? Because Finn's wins.
Well, because he's not the master of the coup de grace.
I would say Finn isn't either.
Well, clearly he is. And he's. I don't think he's doing it now. I think he's back to the
1812, 1818.
1816? Whatever the heck it is. The
Bloody Sunday.
Did they... I'm curious, did they call it Bloody Sunday on...
No, he called it Underhook Brainbuster, I think.
Maybe it was someone on Twitter or something called it. I saw
it. Is... In NJPW is a Bloody Sunday.
Yeah.
I believe WWE felt it was a little too not nice.
Not PG enough?
Not PG enough, so they changed it to the year that it happened or something like that.
Well, that says 1970. That's not right.
It's 18-something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And it's in reference to Bloody Sunday, which was horrible massacre of Irish people or something like that. I don't actually know what it's about because I'm not very learned.
The name says Bloody Sunday finisher. What did it say? Because I can never remember. I know it's a year.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the coup de grace. Who cares about that?
Yeah.
It's a nice move. That never devastating finish felt like Bloody Sunday. 1916.
1916.
Named after the Irish Rising on Easter Sunday, 1916, 100 years ago this week.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. Anyway, we'll wrap it up.
I think that's... Cameron Grimes still looks like a beast. Killian Dane looks like a monster. He mangled poor Tyler after his match.
Yeah. When he caused the distraction in the match. Tyler was outside of the ring. I don't remember what he's doing. But he was outside of the ring. He looks over, and Killian Dane's there.
And Killian's yelling at him about how Pete Dunne broke his fingers.
Yeah. Oh, your buddy broke my fingers.
Now
so
they're gonna
take it
have a
up with him.
Yeah.
But and then gets back in the ring and just gets caved in. Yeah, it was good stuff.
It was great.
So that'll wrap this up. This episode of Discover Progress. As always, you can find us where you find podcasts. So wherever you're listening, make sure you rate, you review, you subscribe, you tell your friends, and then you go follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Disc Progress. The Instagram show being The Adam Show.
That's me.
That's where you could say, oh yeah, that's you.
Goodbye.
And the Twitter show being The David Show.
That
is me. That'll do it. Bye-bye.
Bye.